Okay, hello and welcome to this video where I shall be discussing the project and module that is generative AI in game assets, part of the advanced technology module. So, the project, the challenge that I have sort of given myself is that I wish to create a game that teaches internal computing concepts. This isn't too complex. I'm not thinking of necessarily doing anything crazy, wacky, mythological or fantasy-esque. This, by its nature, feels quite blocky and structured. However, often with the way in this particular subject matter and these subject areas are taught, they try teachers and educators often try and manipulate the situation or create a story with it. So it'll be interesting to see how AI merges those two areas with both real world application and imaginative storytelling for these high level concepts. And as I've already expressed, the catch is there that all assets must be AI generated, from the actual bits going in there to the textures being used, the meshes, the sound effects, any of the UI buttons. In fact, where possible, I'm going to use AI as an asset as much as possible. I've even toyed with the idea of using generative AI code elements as well as part of the assets being used within the game structure. But that would be later on, really, to see just how far AI can be pushed, and how much policing I need to do, really, in terms of that. But we'll come on to that in a moment. So, can AI generate practical, optimized, and cohesive game assets? So the research results I've done so far, I've had a look at the tools used, such as Stable Diffusion, Leonardo AI, Kadee, Meshi, Suno AI, as you can see above, all with various different aspects and inputs and the way that they manipulate prompts, with varying different elements coming out. In particular, things like Stable Diffusion and Leonardo AI are used quite to have a look, see how textures could come about, and certainly for the more sort of for want of a better word, simpler textures, where it was bold colours, potentially just nice, simple, flattish textures. They came out okay and they were perfectly decent, and yet there were others where you try to make more complex things like scales, or rough amphibious like / lizard type skins, were a little bit more dubious, shall we say, and required a bit more after work. So the pros and cons then, generally, for both of these, the pros, obviously speed and accessibility, absolutely, that goes without saying. You can just get something out. You can get something. That's the main part of this, fairly quickly. How useful it'll be is neither here. It is not what the pro is. The pro is how quickly and can we get out, and absolutely that is a pro. Unique and dynamic results. It's AI at the end of the day. Even when you ask for the same thing, it could very well give you a unique and dynamic result every time. So it's quite interesting when you do this thing, because you think, oh, I just want to tweak something, and it ends up giving you something completely random on occasions. Now, this is brilliant when you want completely randomized assets and you're looking for potential inspiration to launch from. However, at the moment, it certainly is a pro from the start. How much of a pro that remains later on down the project is yet to be explored. Cons then, as I've already mentioned, then inconsistencies in quality control. It is very difficult to keep on top of it. If you don't get it right first time, you either have to do a fair bit of manipulation afterwards, or you're best off resigning yourself to using the result as the next prompt and adding or taking away from it. Lack of precision in topology and optimization. This kind of goes without saying. It's doing its best to give you what it thinks you want first time every time. Um, it doesn't always have rules and that set into it for the topology or for the usage that you're looking for. And when we're modeling, we're looking a best place to think about that with everything we lay. It almost feels as if it's finding a model, getting a model, creating a model, and then trying to sort of break it down into those various assets and various elements sometimes. So not always directly usable without manipulation. Next phase then, this is now I'm going to come in to start actually putting this sort of rudimentary game together using those AI generated assets that we've discussed about. I've got 3 bits here that I'm going to look at. So first of all, based on everything we've done so far and the prompts that have been used, would a grey boxed area that would then obviously give me certain diameters or dimensions, should we say, not diameters, dimensions of areas and assets that I want to use, that I would then be able to take that, put it into the AI machine, give me something within those parameters that I can then put back into the machine. So do I need to use my grey boxed developmental level as the starting point for my AI generated assets? As a question, a system of simplicity and reusability is required. This one was, could I effectively set up some sort of policy for it? Where I create a AI generated asset, but it is manipulatable within the game. So rather than me having AI generate a multiple different types of assets, it creates one asset that is versatile. Can I create a versatile AI asset that is open for easy customization within the game? That might increase the speed, so to speak. And then, can consistency be achieved with higher details in assets? And once we sort of worked out with the previous 2, that third one then is going to come in. So how far can I push that AI in terms of detail? Because I imagine if I just got a lot of polygon assets from AI, even the AI in Blender that is coming in, and obviously Firefly as well within Photoshop, if I start using those type of really sort of billy basic, low level assets, I'm more than confident that we'll be able to get something out of that. But just how detailed can we go with those assets once we've put in some sort of parameters of construction and prompting? So all to play for. Let's have a look, see how we can go. Let's see how we push it, and I look forward to updating you again in a couple of weeks' time.